truly free?
Freedom, liberty, wisdom. Only in the atmosphere of freedom, wisdom, liberty, the life can blossom, life can grow. If there is no freedom, no liberty, no wisdom, then we cannot use our powers. You have the power to speak, but you are not free to speak. You have power to imagine, you have power to think, but you are not free to think. Because we are a slave of system. We are a slave of our limitations. We are slave of our boundaries, system. Can you think with full freedom, wisdom? So wisdom, freedom is the main thing in the life. For those who want to live this life, only one can live in wisdom and freedom and full freedom. If there is no freedom, no wisdom, no liberty, then what we are doing here, what you are doing, it means we are not living, we are just a slave of the system, slave. A normal human life is a slavery. We are slave of our own nature and system which we have created. So how to liberate oneself? And that is only with the growth of consciousness. When your consciousness will grow, then you cannot live like a slave. Then you will break all the boundaries, all limitations. Then that is the nature, power of consciousness. Only with consciousness, with the growth of consciousness, we can live with wisdom, freedom and liberty. It is the consciousness which gives us the possibilities to live with fullness, totality, completeness, wholeness, with this. And when one is free, when one is fully liberated, free wisdom, then you have no problem, no any problem, no difficulty, no problem, wisdom. Like a bird, all the birds are free, all the mosquitoes are free. No? Wherever he wants, he can, to whomever he wants, he can bite. He has no any limitations, boundaries. Why are we not able to realize that we are a slave? Slave of emotions, slave of relations, slave of desires, slave of habits, slave of our own nature. You see, if you read or see the life of all saints means there are many Sufi saints. In all the traditions, religions, we can see some saints. They are free. No enemy. Nothing. They have nothing to eat, nothing to sleep, nothing. So happy. No? They live with bliss, with joy, with abundance, with all super things. The power of consciousness. The consciousness, the growth of consciousness gives you joy, happiness, bliss, peace, clarity. But we born in a slave system, grow in a slave system, understand? In which system we born, in system which we grow, in system we are in, is completely slavery. Slave cannot feel happiness, cannot live with happiness. Slave is slave. If you want happiness, if you want peace, bliss, liberate yourself from the system, from your own nature, from your own ignorance, from your own limitations, from your own understanding, from your own way of living. We have to live here in the world. But how you live is in your hands.
But how I can liberate me of this?
With the growth of consciousness. Grow consciousness, live with wisdom. Grow consciousness. Automatically when you know, how can you live like a slave? When you not know, then you can become like a slave. But when we know that, oh, this is I am sky, how can you live in a prison? You are a sun. How can you live in a darkness? You are a conscious being. How can you live with the unconsciousness? Are you? Sometimes just only ask yourself, what are my options to live? What are my options, choice to live? Because always there is options and choice for every movement of life. For each movement of life, one has a choice to choose and to refuse. How I first become aware, conscious of my options, my powers, and then how I choose the best one. And the day I become aware, conscious of my powers, and I will become aware of my options, the day I will start discriminate what is good for me, what is not good for me. And so, generally, always we live like that. So the day you will start choosing with consciousness what is better for your progress, for your growth, then slowly, automatically you will start liberating yourself from your own ignorance. Automatically, once life will start becoming more free, better, with wisdom, with liberty. So that is one, and that is the way of what we call evolution, the progress, the growth. Life is a constant, progressive process, learning process, evolutionary process. But in this process of growing, learning, evolution, we ourselves are responsible. The way you choose, the way you discriminate, this is good for me, this is not good for me. Always you think, always in life, for each moment, everything. So when you start choosing what is better for my process, for my growth, so automatically with that your level of understanding will grow, your level of consciousness will grow, life will give you better enlightenment, experiences, that way knowledge will grow and one start living with more awareness, more consciousness. And that all is in our hands. We are all responsible of our life because you have full wisdom, liberty, freedom to live, to think, to move, to feel, to understand, to dream, to imagine. But what you think, what you feel, what you imagine, what you choose, according to that, you create your possibilities.
Swamiji, what does Mirambika means?
It is the mother's name, Meera, Ambika. Mother. Actually, the mother is everything. This is a mother, Earth mother. But in Indian tradition, there is a Durga, Saraswati, Maheshwari, Mahakali, Ambika. So, when the mother's name is Meera, so Meera and Mirambika is the mother's name.
So, what is the best way, in your view, to think about the death of close ones? So, I'm not scared of my own death, but I'm scared of the death of the people that I love.
You know, the life is eternal and immortal. Life never borns, life never dies. If life never borns, life never dies, then who dies? Anything which is made of elements. I am not a body. Indian tradition, Indian culture, they teach us from the beginning that you are a soul, you are a spark of the divine. You are not a mind, you are not a body, you are much more than that. Body is one house, it is made of some elements, but inside this box, in this body, some energy, some consciousness, something is there, and that is called the soul, the divine presence in us. And this body has very limitations. This body is made of cells. Each cell has its own consciousness, cells, consciousness of the cells of the matter. And these cells, they have like a fixed programming. So according to that, the program of the cells, this body carry this consciousness 50, 60, 70, 80, 100 years. And slowly it becomes decomposed, it becomes like a weak. And when the body was not able to cooperate or carry the soul, then the soul transferred herself into the new body to continue the journey, game, play. So this body has a nature to change. And we use the word death for that. First of all, the thing is that in our system, in our culture, in our society, they not taught us that don't identify yourself that you are a body. Your identity is that you are a soul. And if from the childhood we live with this identity that I am a soul, then you will never bother or think about death or not death. And you will not afraid from death. You are soul, eternal, immortal, never born, never die. But when we grow, live with this identity that I am a mind, I am a body, I am this. So then, when someone dies or this thing happens, we react in a different way. Life is a constant reaction, how you react. Everybody reacts according to their different levels of consciousness. Some people who have a little better understanding, their reaction is different. Who have lower understanding, their reactions are different. Understand? So some people say, oh, he died, and some people say, oh, he liberated. No? So, how you react?
He go to the other box.
How you react with the things, how you relate the things. Always things happens and life is a constant reactions of your connections, contacts. And how you relate the things and how you express your reaction. And that depends on your level of your understanding, level of your consciousness. So now, according to the process of the evolution, if you go deep in Mother Sri Aurobido's teachings, Sri Aurobido Yoga is no more death. Mother said, death is a bad habit. See, it is a bad habit. So no more death. Who knows? Already Christ said one day there will be a body of light. It is now this is a body of elements. One day there will be different substance. If the designer can change the substance, so there are possibilities. Who knows in so big universe, who knows how many kind of lives is there? This is a material world, so we in this world live life like this. But this life also, it is, if you go to the history of how evolution started, it is unfolding. It is not that we became like this. It took millions of years to become like this. Stone, plants, animals, then humans. And Sri Aurobido said this is also a transitory period. The next step of the process of the evolution is a supramental being, a superhuman being, much more better than this. Like from monkeys to man. So next jump is from man to the supramental being, superhuman being. As monkeys are still there and we came from the monkey. So in the similar way, some more higher beings, more higher new species, better species, different being, nature is preparing it. That is the next step of the evolution. So it's a mystery, it's a joy, it's a game, it's a play, it's a super something like a game.
This new being has gotten habit to death.
Let us say, I hope, maybe no more death.
Swamiji, when you sing Om Namo Narayana, what this means, this mantra you sing in Kirtan?
Om is this name of the Divine, Supreme. Namo, I salute you. Narayana is also a name of Divine something, but God lives inside you. This is ours. And where you live, So you live in the divine and divine live in you. You live in the Narayana and Narayana lives inside you. This is Narayana. I live in the divine, divine lives in me. So we are not two, we are one. Om Namo Narayana. I live in the divine and divine live in me. But with ignorance we separate ourselves. Divine is somewhere else and I am something else. Om Namo. We are all. I am saluting to my that self which is the truth, which is the highest, which is the divinity. Om Namo Narayana.
The souls are in a process of evolution. Whether when our physical bodies die, we meet again the souls that we have met while we are in the material world.
Actually, this soul, I said soul is eternal, immortal, never born, never die. So soul transfer into the new box, in the new body, and again continue this game of life. And the souls, like we met each other millions of times, we die millions of times again, you always met the same souls again. You never met, you always met in the life whom you have already met before. See? Like I said, because we all came from the same source. Like a sun, and all the sun rays are coming from the sun. Understand? All the sun rays, they are made of the same substance of the sun. All the sun rays, they have the same program, same substance, same source. Understand? So every day this new sun rays comes. No. In the night they will disappear. Again next morning, again sun rays will come. Every day sun rays appears, sun rays disappears. But the sun rays which comes every day new, they are made of same. So we are all, we never like it. Only you can say the form is different. Sometimes you become a mama of someone and next time you become a daughter of someone, same. Sometimes you are a mother of me and sometimes I am a mother of you. This is a play, this is a game.
Swamiji, what is the real meaning, the true nature of Kirtan?
Kirtan?
What is the true nature?
Kirtan is a one psychic activity where the whole of your being, your physical, your mental, your vital, your psychic, your soul together aspiring for the divine. It's a complete aspiration of the whole being moving toward God. The Kirtan is not to show or to set vital satisfaction or just a mental game or something like an emotional thing. Kirtan is something. Whole of your being is aspiring for the divine. You're offering yourself to the divine. It is not like a repetition of any traditional culture system. It is coming from your inner. Like many traditional mantras, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Om Padma Padma Om. We are not here to repeat any Buddha. We don't want more Buddha here. We don't want more Rama, Krishna. We don't want anything more. They already came. Their program is finished. See, 20 जाके देखे पूर्ण बार. This ashram, Aurobindo especially, is not a repetition of any tradition, culture, philosophy, or something. You have to liberate yourself. Sri Aurobindo said there is no need to go in a temple or anything. If you are a student of integral yoga, no need to worship any god or anything. So very difficult to understand part.
Yes, it is very difficult to understand that you say, because wouldn't be the divinity is beyond gods. It's no God. Divine energy is not God. It's beyond, right?
Gods, they have, you see, they actually in the evolution, in the process of evolution, according to the need of the time, different forces, different consciousness, different lights, different knowledge comes to uplift the life, to uplift the humanity. So we are always moving forward, we are growing. So we are not going back. If in the life you see, always something is becoming past and something new is adding in your life. So we should always look forward, always aspire for something new. And whatever it goes, feel gratitude for that. Thank you. And move forward. Thank you, move forward. Not to possess the old knowledge, old tradition, old culture, old system, no. Use them, learn from them, and continue. Aspire and learn, grow and progress. Move. Life is a process of betterment. And if you will possess the old thing, old system, old thing, nothing, no change will happen in your life. Life is a changing process. Evolution means constant change. Life means change. And what we have to change in the life? Our understanding, our consciousness, our awareness, consciousness.
Swamiji, I have been asking you these questions because in all of this music that we have been making, I wanted to ask you that, and now that you gave me an answer, I wanted to know if you could maybe someday, or you could teach us which songs, which mantras can we use for our, not to show everything, no, it's so we can also feel like the power of these mantras of integral yoga that go beyond.
The mother's mantra is Om Namo Bhagavate. Om Namo. Transformation, change. And with this mantra, she was working to transform the cell's consciousness. And Mother said that there was time when whole of her, even the cells of her, they were chanting, repeating this song, this mantra. And it's a very powerful mantra if one has a faith and one really connected with them, their consciousness, with their force. Om Namo Bhagavate. And the simple means that, O Divinity, O Supreme, I am here, I am yours, and make me like as you are. Om Namo Bhagavate. You are offering yourself. You are aspiring for the force, and this force is descending in you, and with this. And there is a mantra of Om Anandamay Chaitanyamay Satyamay Parme. This is very powerful. This also that with this Om Anandamay Chaitanyamay Satyamay Parme, it is like you are aspiring, you are calling these forces so they can, and you are just sending your message, your aspiration, your feelings, your emotions through these creative forces so they can help for the process of your evolution to grow you. So, all the mantras, they belong to some forces. So when you are repeating any mantra, so you are establishing your contact with that force. There are so many kind of forces. There is the mantra of water, the mantra of air, the mantra of fire, the mantra of soil. So whatever you missing or whatever you want, you can repeat that mantra. That mantra can connect you with that force and you can start receiving the energy force from that source. Mostly in this mantra, our mantra is we only, Mother said there are two different ways. One is a direct way, direct to the divine. So our mantra is just your divinity. I am here, I am yours. And then the most important thing is you see in you what is your aspiration, what for you are aspiring, what you want. Understand? So there is no any fixed definition of God or divine anything. But with your sincere aspiration, you can create inside you it's a call. Aspiration means a call from your inner being. Oh God, help me. We don't know what is called God, but it comes. So the main thing is your sincere call, sincere aspiration for the divine. So for that, no mantra is needed. Just aspire. So whatever word comes, use that. But you're using that word for the divinity, not for intermediary anything.
I can invite my own mantra.
I said, each name is a name of the divine. Maybe your name also is you can use your own name if God has given you nature, whatever way. If we have put one name to this box, so maybe some meaning of that. So, main thing is that with what consciousness, with what understanding you are repeating that name. Nobody has seen God. But still we always saw God, help me, oh God, help me, oh. So it means your faith is there. When you put your faith in something, that faith makes the miracles. Connect you with that.
Swamiji, can you speak about hope?
Hope. You know, if we not have a hope, suppose we have no hope. If you have no hope in the life that you can become better, hope is the only thing which is keeping us alive. Understand?
Right.
It is the hope, is mantra you have a hope that if I will repeat this mantra, I will become better. My life will become better. Hope. Always we have a hope. Maybe tomorrow my life will be more better. I will be more healthy, more happy, more good, more prosperous, more rich, more that. Well, that's what. If you start thinking, no, there is no hope, hopeless. Understand? Never in life become hopeless, remember it. Understand? Hopeless means you are dying. And when there is a complete hopeless, mostly people who make suicide hopeless. Many people in life they suicide. On what stage anybody can suicide? When you have no hope, nothing can happen now, no words. When Hopeless means you became 100% negative. Hopeless. Never allow this negativity that it can make you a hopeless person. Always hope for the best, hope for the best, hope for the best. Understand? Hope for the best. Always something best is going to happen with your life. Remember it. Nature is not our enemy, life is not my enemy. Always something better is going to happen with you. Hope for the best. Have this hope. But our negative nature always hopeless. Lack of knowledge of life, lack of education of life, lack of understanding of life makes us hopeless. Consciousness give us a hope.